Hey everybody, this is Glidercat and it's time to play. We are back in Angel Mountain. Farm Sim 22, working on a 16 times map with some huge objectives. Now, since last episode, I tried to record an episode and it didn't turn out. So I did a bunch of stuff and I'm going to get you caught up on just what I've done. We need to go get sheep this time. The episode that I lost, it didn't come out right. I did bring 3 loads of cattle over to the cow pen. So this episode, we'll go get a load of sheep. And then I also, between episodes, or since last episode, I bought some equipment, some used equipment that came up on sale. As we drive by the dealer, we'll stop over there and look at that. I'll show you what I got. It's pretty cool stuff we're going to make use of, I think. And then we did some work to get our oil rig fired up, started up. So we'll go over that. First, we're just going to go get these sheep. Or actually, we'll probably stop off at the dealer and I'll show you the equipment I bought. Then we'll go on to the animal dealer and get our load of sheep for this episode. Oh man, my driving's horrible. Let's get back on the road. Looks like I'm pretty well twisted up here. Let's hop out. Use our superhuman strength. Get this thing back on track. We got lots and lots of stuff to do. Also, between episodes, I did sell a couple loads of glass jars. Did some maintenance on our truck. Hauled a bunch of sand. So that's all topped off at the Mammoth Mill. Coal and iron should be pretty good too at the Mammoth Mill and everywhere where we're using coal. Ore should be in pretty good shape. We do need to haul coal over to our new oil rig. That thing can hold 2 million. All right, here we are at the vehicle dealer or the equipment dealer. Let me just pull off here and show you what I bought and why I bought it. All of this was on sale. We've got a new tractor here. This is, what is this one? Valtra. Small tractor. Let's look at it in here in the garage. It's this guy here, Valtra. We paid not much for this. I don't know if it was 51. Maybe it was that. Somewhere around here. Maybe a little bit more. I don't want to sell it. Let's see. Where can we see the details? Yeah, it's only 145 horsepower. But we can upgrade the engine to, I think it'll go up to 200 or 210. And what I'm thinking of using this tractor for is field number 1. Eventually, we're going to buy field number 1. It's isolated from all of the other fields. It's up on a hill, right? And it's small. So I'm thinking maybe we could get a small set of farming equipment that we can just keep up on the hill to work this one field. And that tractor, this little Valtra, is a perfect fit for that job. Also on sale was this plow, believe it or not. So that'll be perfect too for that small field. Those things will pair together. I think this requires 10 more horsepower than the Valtra has, but that field number 1 is pretty level. I don't think we'll have a problem. So those two things go together super nice. And then this tree planter was also available used and discounted like half off. And we are definitely going to be using that over in the forestry area. I think I've mentioned several times that all of these, the cookie cutter trees that all look the same, those ones like in the distance there, I want to work on replacing those or just getting rid of them. There's other areas where I know I want to plant trees, so we might make use of this for that purpose too, outside of the forestry area. There's also a mod I've downloaded, I haven't tried yet, that will allow us to plant trees by hand. And then we can get maybe a better variety of trees for aesthetic purposes. We'll use this in the forestry area, but maybe that other mod where we want to kind of do aesthetic trees around the main farm and stuff. I've got some leftover seed and lime and stuff laying down here. A few random bags. But yeah, that was most of what I bought. That plow, that tractor, and this tree planter. I think that's pretty much it. Thought there might have been one more thing, but I think that's it. And again, we'll upgrade this tractor by the time we use it. We need to repair the equipment before we use it too. That's what I picked up on sale. In terms of the oil rig, let's head over there. I'll show you what's going on with that. This is kind of an oil island. We have 3 oil rigs and a refinery, and we bought this one, this oil well. Let's go visit it. So we own this one. In between episodes, I brought, I think, 3 or 4 loads of coal over here. We can check the production line and just see what it shows us. Okay, here's our oil well. We get 2 production lines. They're identical, and they want coal and drill pipe. So I brought over between episodes here a bunch of drill pipe, 417,000 liters of drill pipe and 237,000 liters of coal. So this guy is now producing crude for us. We've got 24,000 liters already stored up. Once we get to, I think our tanker trailer takes like 32,000 liters. So once we get up to that, we can take that crude oil straight over there to the refinery. And let's look at what the refinery has for us. There's a bunch of recipes there, or a bunch of production lines there at the bottom here. So we've got 4 lines for diesel. This one just takes pure crude oil, and it's going to pump out diesel, hydrogen, oxygen, and then also this right here, which is dye. Like as in DYE, we need this for clothing and maybe some other stuff too. I think maybe crayons, like children's crayons. I think we may use this dye for that too. So that'll get us diesel. And then there's 2 biodiesel recipes. One that uses canola and silage. Don't think we'll make use of that. We have a lot of use for canola elsewhere, namely like canola oil and pig food. I don't know if there's canola flour or not, but don't think I want to use that for diesel production. We have another one, biodiesel using corn. Probably won't do that either. Then we have another diesel recipe here. It uses crude oil, but this one doesn't put out the dye. So this one has dye listed as an output. This one down here doesn't. We have this one active, and I deactivated the other one. Yeah, this one's deactivated. So the one that doesn't put out the dye I have active. I want to see if it does put out dye or not. If it doesn't, we probably won't use this one because we're going to need 10 million liters of dye plus whatever dye that we need for clothing. And so we need all the dye we can get. We're only going to get 25 per cycle. So we probably won't use this line here, but I did want to test it first. So we'll leave it activated. It's the only one I think that's active. So we'll give that a try and then see if we get dye out of it or not. Again, that's this recipe here. If not, like I said, we won't use it. But this is also going to give us glue made out of resin. Resin we're getting out of the Mammoth Mill. We don't get much of this either. So, but we will over time. And then we get charcoal. Charcoal, I think, is made out of the wood chips, pallets, and I think these are plastic bags. This doesn't sell for much, so this is probably something we're going to use just for our 10 million liter objective. It might be an input to some other production lines. I'm not sure. There is a smokehouse. I guess I could see charcoal going into that. But we'll find out as we play on. And then we have plastic here. So there's 2 recipes for plastic. They show as identical. Just takes crude oil that produces dye, which again we need. And this plastic we can feed into the Mammoth Mill and get plastic bags, and then plastic bags are used for other things. The hydrogen and the oxygen, we have a big water tower right on the main farm that takes hydrogen and oxygen and I guess turns it into water. It's kind of a strange production, given that we have like a free water trigger right on the farm that's like 20 steps away from the one I'm talking about that takes hydrogen and oxygen. So what I'm thinking of doing is we want to save up 10 million liters of water. I'm going to try and use water that we make from using this hydrogen and oxygen byproduct. I think we're going to have plenty. So we'll save up 10 million hydrogen, we'll save up 10 million oxygen, and then we'll save up 10 million water that's made from hydrogen and oxygen. That's my plan. The diesel, we can use this for fueling our vehicles, obviously, but there's also some productions that use diesel as a fuel. So just like our, kind of similar to the way that our oil well uses coal kind of as fuel, there's some other production buildings that use diesel as their fuel. So, so even beyond just fueling our vehicles, this diesel, getting this up and running is going to be useful to us. I think the bakery, if I'm not mistaken, the bakery or the mill takes it. We can find out right now, actually. The grain house. Yeah, the grain house uses diesel as an input. What about the bakery? I don't think the bakery does. Here's the bakery barn. Yeah, it does. So this uses diesel as an input as well. So good for the vehicles, good for our production, and we want to save up 10 million liters of it. So that's what's going on there. What else? We bought the nut house. We can take a look at that. That one uses coal. So we've got all of these different recipes for, or all these different ingredients, and it's going to get us mixed nuts in the nutshells. And both of these sell for a pretty decent price. It's going to take crates, which we have at Mammoth Mill. It's going to take coal, which we'll have to mine and take over there. And it's going to have to take over salt. And I can't remember if we bought the salt mine on camera or not, or if that's part of the episode that I lost. But we do own the salt mine now. It is, where that's at, in case we didn't do this on camera. Salt mine is right here. So we'll load up on salt and deliver some of that over to the nut house, which is up near our main farm area. That's where, that's over here somewhere where we have the nut house. Where are you? Back this way, I think. Oops, where are you? Oh yeah, up here. Boom. There it is, the nut house, back in our main farm area. So we have that going. We need to get that salt and what was the other ingredient? All those nuts. So we have the, I delivered a bunch of water and compost to our new greenhouse that's producing the peanuts, and to our new orchard, which is producing the almonds, the cashews. Can't remember what the other nut is in there, but that's all working. Okay, let's get back to it. We saw the equipment. We saw a little bit of kind of the oil production line. Let's go get those sheep, get that done. And then we'll pay off our 20 grand too. We want to pay off our little bit of debt. Eventually we'll be making money off of these animals. For now, we're just trying to accumulate a bunch. We'll have to cart these animals off to a slaughterhouse too, so the more they can reproduce, the better. We're going to need a lot of them. I'm not going to save 10 million sheep and 10 million chickens and 10 million cows, but I will try and save up 10 million of each of their kind of byproducts. I'm not quite on the trigger yet. All right. Sheep. We've been doing these land race ones. Select 13. I looked into getting the bigger animal trailer, and it is about $80,000. And while it does hold more than twice as many sheep as this trailer, it only holds 2 times the number of cows, so only 6 more cows than this trailer does. So I think I'm going to hold off. Man, that's a tight spot here. Yeah, I think I'm going to hold off on getting that. Eventually, we might. Going to make things easier, especially once we start taking animals to the slaughterhouse. But for now, we'll get by with this trailer. It'd be nice to get a new pickup truck. Still need to save up some cash for that. I think the next things I want to purchase, aside from another field, which would be nice, but I think we should get the remaining 2 greenhouses. So we own greenhouse 1 and a greenhouse 3, I believe. I think we should get the other 2. That seems like pretty low effort production. We can maybe make some good money off of that. It seems to produce faster than the fields do, obviously. So that may be a way for us to get some cash production lines going. That's going to allow us to buy fields and save up a bunch of product. So that might be next. We know we have the apiaries we want to do too, at least one of those. We'll stick with 1 oil rig for now. That should be enough. We have so much to do that I don't think we're going to be hurting for places to take deliveries to in that. We'll continue to sell glass jars and the high-ticket items, banana chips, dried cherries. We saw a couple episodes ago that lemons seem to sell for a really high price. We may not, so probably won't sell drill pipe if we can help it. We'll send that off to the oil rig. And then I'd like to set up a storage in that forestry area for those building materials, for steel, for drill pipe, the nails, all that. So we can start working towards our savings goal on those. All right, let's drop off these sheep. Again, that fabric dye we're going to get from the refinery is going to open up some stuff for us too, particularly like the tailor. Once we buy that production line and we get our sheep producing more wool, they are starting to kick out a little tiny bit. I left the door open here. All right. I'm hitting something. I don't see what, but let's go and unload. Awesome. That is done. So our herds are gradually increasing in number. We're buying the youngins and just letting them grow. A little cheaper that way. Okay, let's pay off 20 grand. 1, 2, 1, 2. So 6.9 million left to pay off. We'll get there. What do we want to do now? I want to take a load of drill pipe to the oil rig. But I don't want to do it until we have, I think, 144,000 is a full truckload. Let's see how much we have at the Mammoth Mill. Drill pipe, we have 122,000. Let's head over there. Let's see, where's the semi? Semi is here. I'm going to take the semi down there. We have some planks we need to move from the sawmill over to the carpentry mill. I'm going to get the forklift out and do that. And then while we're doing that, maybe we'll get enough drill pipe saved up that we can make a trip out to the oil rig. Deliver that. The oil rig, like I said, it can store up to 2 million liters of coal as fuel. It doesn't use a whole lot, so 2 million liters should last a long time. I did take, like I said, I think about 4 truckloads full of coal out there just by truck. And then it occurred to me we can use the train to get that coal over to the oil rig. There's a train stop, obviously, really close to the coal mine. And there's one that's not too far from where we're pumping the oil. So I think we'll make use of that. But for now, let's do a little bit of work over at the Mammoth Mill. We'll check our fields too and see where they're at growth-wise. We have grass to cut. We have trees to clear. We have a lot to do. A lot to do. Lots and lots and lots of mining. I'll try and do a lot of that between episodes. Now with the salt mine, we can start working on that objective. Getting up to 10 million liters of that. This guy, this trailer, I think I want to leave out front. That's where I usually look to find it. Let's just put this guy, park this whole truck over here. And I'm going to disconnect because I think we're going to take drill pipe pretty soon so we can get the flatbed trailer. So much I want to buy. I do want to buy that closed trailer. I think it's like a soft-sided trailer. Oh man, where is... Here's our flatbed right there. That's what I was looking for. I did load some wood chips into Mammoth Mill, so that is making planks for us. And as the Mammoth Mill makes planks out of those wood chips, we get the resin that we need. The sawmill will make planks out of trees, but we don't get resin. We don't get resin out of the sawmill, so that's kind of an issue. Yet another reason why we want to get that poplar going at some point. All right, let's hop in the forklift here. We'll have a little bit of fun. I'm going to stack these guys up, these planks, and just drag them over. I'll just do stacks of 2, not 3. That should make this a little easier on me. Big secret with this is, man, when you back up, make sure your wheels are straight. Because if they're not, pallets are going to go flying in unpredictable ways. Boy, these pallets actually look like they're sideways, don't they? They kind of spawned in that way. Hopefully I can pick this up without too much trouble. I've been using the planks produced by the sawmill here, just dragging them over to the carpentry mill as we're doing right now. And then the planks from Mammoth Mill, because we are making planks there too out of wood chips. Been taking those over to Old Man's Mill using the trailer. We might do that right after doing this. All right, that's it for those pallets. This one kind of flipped over. Let's see if we just push it, if it will start being taken in. Doesn't look like it. Let's see if we can flip this guy over. Make it happy. There we go. Looks like it's starting to get absorbed. All right, that is good. Back to the truck. This time we'll pick up some pallets the easy way with auto load and take some planks over to the old man's mill. All right, those are all loaded up. Let's grab some nails too. I know the old man's mill needs some of those. We have a ton over at the Mammoth Mill. Let's get those loaded up or bring a couple trips of nails over. All right, that is a ton of nails delivered into the old man's mill. That should hold them over for a good long time, making wheelchairs and walkers for us. I'm going to drop off the flatbed trailer. We'll check all the production chains here at the end of the episode. But a couple things I want to do first, or before we end the episode, a couple things. I want to go fetch our tanker trailer from the main farm. Maybe drop off a couple loads of water to our new greenhouse and our new orchard, and then head over to the oil rig and see if that trailer will take crude oil. I think it will, but I'm not positive. I'm just gonna take our truck. I'll leave these trailers down here, I guess. And we'll head on up. Maintenance looks okay on this truck. I don't think we need to get maintenance just yet, get repairs done. But let's get that tanker, run a couple of truckloads of water, and then see if we can get some oil from the oil rig over to the refinery. And get that production started. That's, again, it's going to get us plastic. It's going to get us fuel, diesel. Byproduct will be dye that we can use at our fabric when we make clothing, I think. That's one of the Old Man 102 mods that changes the recipe a little bit. You need dye for clothing. All right, there's our tanker trailer. But yeah, here's the little field, field 1. We don't own this yet, but we can farm that thing with small equipment. Still thinking about doing chaff on that. Or maybe even potatoes. It has potatoes on it. I'm kind of tempted to do either one of those. Just when we get into potatoes, I was thinking I'd want a bigger field to get started because that's pretty expensive equipment. So I hate to have it just sitting idle, but we could get a lot of potatoes off of that field, I suppose. We'll see. I haven't decided yet. You know, it's almost $1 million that we would need in order to buy that land and to buy the potato equipment. If we did chaff, it would be quite a bit cheaper. And we do need 10 million liters of chaff. Right, let's just do a couple quick tankers full of water. And then we'll head over to the oil rig. And we'll put this water in our new orchard and our new greenhouse. The older greenhouse we have and the older orchard, they're doing pretty good with water. You can always add more, but get these new ones caught up. We'll do the orchard first. It's the second one here. This takes a little while to empty. I suppose we could take a look at production chains now. Let's wait for the save. All right, the sawmill. We need to get some wood over to the sawmill. Got room for another 100,000 liters of wood. Planks we just moved, so that's fine. Wood chips we took at the beginning of the episode, I think, or maybe it was between episodes. So nothing to do there other than get some wood over there. Bakery barn, we're not doing anything with yet. Carpentry mill. What did we bring over? We brought over a bunch of planks. This guy is doing pretty good on nails. I actually brought all those nails over to the carpentry mill with our forklift, believe it or not. Tons of coal that's been topped off recently. Here's crates. We're going to bring crates over to the nut house, I believe. In fact, we could do a load of that soon. Nothing else urgent in here I don't think we need to worry about. Composter. We did bring some straw over here not too long ago. We have 34,000 liters left and about 500,000 liters of compost. What else do we have? Banana chips. 21,000. Yeah, not worth delivering those. We just sold a bunch of those recently. At some point, we're going to have to get into grape production and make raisins. Though that's going to be fairly labor intensive, so I don't think we're going to sell the raisins. I think we'll just end up storing those. Greenhouse we're not doing much with. We will deliver fuel here. This will hold 50,000 diesel. Once we start getting our fuel production up and running, that's a place we can deliver it. Greenhouse 1. This is one of the new ones. That's getting us our peanuts for the mixed nuts and a bunch of other things that eventually we'll make other products out of. There's actually like a watermelon wine or something I think I saw. Water. Yeah, we're dropping off water right now to these. Plenty of herbicide. Compost. We'll add more, but that's not bad. It's doing well. Let's look here at the mammoth mill, then we'll go get that second load of water. Coal's looking pretty good. Ore. Wow. Boy, they're chewing through that ore. I just topped this off not too long ago. I'll need to get some iron ore over here. That's used for the nails and the drill pipe and the steel. But yeah, we'll have to mine up some ore. Man, they're going through it. Sand we just topped off not too long ago. I think between episodes I topped that off. Planks, not many. Paper, that's going to be later. Sawdust, we'll save that. We don't get much. We need to save up 10 million liters. Not sure that that's an input for anything. I think we can compost it, but we'll need to probably save that just to meet our goals. Resin's not doing too bad. This could be taken over to the refinery, actually, and turned into glue. But it can store 1 million, so no hurry on that. Drill pipe, we're going to take a load of that here in a minute. After we do the crude oil, we may come back, switch trailers, and grab some drill pipe. There's sacks. Sacks, again, are made out of plastic. We'll get that from the refinery. They don't sell for much, but they're used to make like bags of ice and I think bags of charcoal, if I'm not mistaken. Nails, we just got all the nails out of there. We have steel. We may end up selling this. We'll see. And then jars, not quite enough to sell yet, I don't think. Could. All right, let's go get another load of water, and then we'll head over to the oil rig. And this one we'll take to Greenhouse 1, which is right there. Could get a bigger tanker truck. We could use auto drive to do this. For now, I'm just kind of doing it manually just for the challenge of it. Feels like more of an accomplishment. Probably do a hairpin. Maybe we'll cut through here. Eventually, I do want to do some ground painting here and paint in roads where we're driving, kind of like this, driving through the grass. We could probably put a path in somehow. We also need to get liquid storage placed. Probably want to do that up here. We're going to have milk. And what else is going to be up here? Honey, I don't know if that gets stored as liquid or if that's stored as pallets. Obviously, water we'll need to store. Crude oil, diesel, glue. I don't know if that's stored as a liquid or pallets. We'll find out. All right, let's dump this water off here. We could take another look at the production, the ones we haven't looked at yet. Okay, we went to the Mammoth Mill, Nut House, salt. I may do an initial few loads of that between episodes. Needs coal too. Stores 1,000,000 of those. 1,000,000 coal. There's the crates. We'll need to bring a load of crates from the Mammoth Mill over here. There's our nuts. Peanuts, pecans, almonds, and cashews. Honey we don't have yet. Crude oil. This is doing just fine. It's got 37,000, almost 38,000 crude oil. That's what we're going to go pick up next. Old Man's Mill. We just loaded this thing up with nails. It's almost topped off. Planks we brought over as well. Steel, I guess we could take some steel over. Maybe I might do that between episodes. Down. We're not making feather dusters yet. We don't have the ability to make feathers just yet either. Not enough to sell. We have some walkers. We have a little bit of sawdust. Again, we'll save that. How are we doing here at the other greenhouse? Or orchard, I should say. It's our original orchard. Cherries and bananas. 40,000 liters of each. Lemons, right? Was that in this one? Lemon, 36,000. This sold for like 700. What was it? $700 for 1,000 liters. We're on tough economic difficulty, so if that doesn't sound like much, it is much with the economic difficulty set to high. Stuff is growing. Not too much to observe there. Not enough nuts to make a trip over to the nut house. Mango, tea leaves. Refinery, we haven't done anything yet. Very curious to see if this one is going to produce that dye or not. We'll maybe find that out real soon. Let's go make a trek over there. A bit of a drive. We're on a 16 times map, so that is huge. 16 times, guess what the base game default map size is. There's a lot of driving. You can see on this truck at the bottom right, total hours so far, 93.5 hours. Now, I was saying thousands because I was just thinking of how much money we've spent on maintenance for this thing. This truck, we're probably close to $300,000 spent just on maintenance for this thing. I've been driving the heck out of it. Mostly shipping ore. And then we had that mega episode where we sold just about every product we had stored up and raised over $1.5 million. That allowed us to get another field. Oh, we'll check the fields too before we end this episode. I think they're still growing. We have 2 fields that are very close. Don't think they're ready yet. I do want to take out the trees between fields 25 and 28. You can see they're down in the middle. If we take those trees out, it'll be a little easier to cut the grass, and then I can find the stumps real easy too, and make sure we get rid of all those. We've cleared the stumps, or I cleared all the stumps out from the left side of field 21. That's all clear. I noticed that the grass didn't seem to be growing. We'll have to keep an eye on that. It almost looked like a texture without any grass on it. Just completely flat and green. We'll see if grass grows or not. Should be growing. No reason for it not to. There's the train silo where we can bring the coal over, so we don't have to haul it the whole way. Right there. And then that is stone processing, that other building, and then a big stone mine right here, I think. A rock mine. I don't know if there's a difference between the two. We'll get into doing that pretty soon too. I think there is a product called washed stones that looks to be pretty profitable. Here we are at the oil rigs. Again, I think we'll stick with just one until we get bored. We don't have enough to do, but I think we've got plenty to do. Maybe we can fill up here? No. Where do we fill up? Oh, or it could be that this truck won't take the oil. Oh, man. I'll have to figure out a solution for that. Yeah, it looks like that's not going to work. We're going to have to, I'll have to look online. See if I can find a modded tanker that will take all substances. Now we could set it to distribute, like worst case scenario. I mean, it's not horrible. But yeah, we could set the production to just distribute and then it would automatically get sent to the refinery. Tell you what, why don't we do that just to figure out if that one production line is going to actually produce dye for us or not. Let's go in. We'll just do a little bit of that. I do want to ship this by truck. So let's go to distribute. Okay, distributing. And then let's look at the refinery and see if we see anything coming in. Not this one. This is the one that's active. Let's see. I think I might have to speed up the game time, right? Let's do that. We'll let an hour go by. And then we'll see if any crude oil makes it over to the refinery. It's probably good enough. Take a look. Okay, crude oil came in. We're making diesel and we're not making dye. So, bummer. So this one will deactivate and this one up here will activate. That one's going to get us the dye and hopefully we'll see. There it goes. Yep. Storing the dye. We're storing hydrogen, oxygen. All right, let's check our fields and we'll call it an episode. And between episodes, I'll haul some material. Probably mining stuff. Coal, most likely. See if I can load up that other train depot. And then I need to look for tanker. But yeah, let's check the state of our fields. We should, I think we still have time. Yep, 21 still growing, 25 still growing, 28, it's going to take a while. That's slow, that's our wheat. But yeah, I want to take out the trees right between these two fields. And maybe we'll get started on that next episode if there isn't anything else compelling for us to work on. There's a whole row of trees here. Then I want to clear out trees in the forestry area. Kind of right between like the mammoth mill and the sawmill. I'd like to put a warehouse there for building materials. So that's pallets, the steel, planks, so we can start saving towards our 10 million liter objective on those products. Particularly the steel, it'd be nice not to have to sell that, start accumulating that. So yeah, trees to cut here between 28 and 25, trees to cut up here in the forestry area. I do want to get the chainsaw out and take out the trees that are along the road here and plant fir trees. And make this area where the forestry is a little more looking like it's deep in the woods. And maybe put some fir trees on the other side of the road too. Kind of make this look a little more like a forestry area that's not such a little compartment. What else? Then we have a bunch of trees right here just below field 25. This whole area is loaded with trees. We take those out. We could experiment with putting grapevines or olives. I originally envisioned doing like up and down rows, small little up and down rows, but maybe we could do some kind of big rows coming across underneath there and get that product started. I don't think we need a field. I'll have to watch a couple tutorial videos on that and see. But my understanding is we don't actually need a field. We just need land. And I did see one video that showed it's possible to use courseplay to do grapes and olives. But it looks a little dubious. It looks pretty fragile and unreliable. So we might end up doing those by hand. And man, that takes a long time. But we might be able to get started with the land that we have. No money for fields for a while. So we're going to work with what we have. Yeah, that's it for this episode. This is Glidercat saying thanks so much for watching. Thanks to those of you that have been giving the videos a thumbs up. I really appreciate that. Let me know your suggestions in the comments. Anything you think we should be doing strategically different than what I'm doing? We're making pretty good progress. But yeah, we have a long ways to go. I will see you all in the next episode.